Raider Nation, NFL fans, how are you guys doing tonight? It's just a new episode of UnPhiltered Truth. I'm your host, Phil Jones, Phil Robinson III with me. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing fantastic. You know, there's a lot to be happy about. I'm buzzing off of the last night's ESPN 30 for 30, the Al Davis versus the NFL. But really, I think this week the focus of this week should be on Mr. Rated Unfiltered Media Superstar Phil Jones. We don't even need the NFL anymore. We're just with the great Phil Jones.
I mean, what can I say, man? Bruh, we've been doing it for going on 3 years. We stay on our grind. We build our craft. We stay on the path that we want. If we want to achieve greatness, this is what happens. But if we're going to achieve greatness, you have to accept that you're going to get rejected at times. Before I did this, I had been rejected not once, not twice, but God knows a good 10 times. And there's been times I've been ready to quit, been ready to give up on it, but bruh, I had to tell myself, push through. You were there, Mo was there, Johnny was there, Ty was there. Shoot, even Kevin Wynn, he was there talking to me, said, you got to push through. It's been a handful of you guys that gotten whisper my ear like, hey, don't let a rejection stop you. Keep pushing through. Keep grinding through. And it paid off. And I thank y'all. I thank each and every one of you guys that have helped me, because I wouldn't get here if I didn't have the right people give me the right guidance.
No, that's real. That's real. And the support system has to be strong and in place in order for you to get to the top. And you're making it there. And we all applaud you. It ain't nothing but love. Keep going. Keep grinding. And enough of all this happy talk. Let's get to the music.
All right. So, Super Bowl week, dude. A lot of these cats, the whole talk, the GOAT versus the kid. And I think Tom Brady's getting tired of hearing about that. I really do.
Well, then he shouldn't be 50 years old playing in the NFL.
Well, he said he wants to play until 50 and keep dominating.
Hey, I mean, if you can be somebody's grandpa and still out there dominating the kids, telling them you don't know what the hell you're doing, hey, let him keep doing it at this point.
But y'all keep feeding this man this avocado ice cream.
Maybe I should eat some of it if it's working for him.
But the other thing you got to kiss everybody in the lips, man. No. He's taking that energy.
That's what you call that?
He's an energy drainer. He be like, you saw what he did to Belichick. Belichick ain't been the same after he kissed him in the lips.
And Kraft ain't had nothing but legal problems.
Boy, he said, boy, it was like Orochimaru, like unlimited power Sasuke. But no, I got a chance to chop it up with both sides. Chopped it up with Coach Bruce Arian. Got a chance to talk with Le'Veon Bell. He sounds very humble about being in a running back by committee. Everybody always talk this and that about Le'Veon, saying that, oh yeah, he just want to be the spotlight. He went to Kansas City. He said, man, look, this is helping me. I'm feeling rejuvenated, just going in to help somebody else out. Then somebody else helping me out to go in. We switch back and forth. I think this might revitalize my career and give it longevity. You talk with Devin White. I said, look, what are y'all going to do to shut down Travis Kelce? He's all hush, hush, whisper right now. So I'm like,
oh, and she asked for a secret.
I'm like Jack Nicholson, like, yeah. Yeah. But you know, I got a chance to chop it with Amy Trask, London Fletcher, and Kyle Long, Howie Long's son. And
that's actually one that I didn't ask you about. How was talking to Kyle Long? He seems like he'd be really
man, he's cool.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Kyle Long is like that guy you want to sit down at the bar, have a beer with, and just rap, just chat, just keep rapping about football and just other stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's the kind of dude he strikes me as too. That's why I was like, I can't believe I didn't ask you about Kyle Long.
Hey, y'all can't be faking on Amy Trask. She's cool. Like, she got swag.
And hot.
She has swag. She even got the little pimp walk. She was like, hit with a slide. Hit with a slide. I was like, all right, Amy. Okay.
I see you.
London Fletcher, he believes the way to shut down Travis Kelce, and he's wondering like, why hasn't this been going on? Me and him about the same. I met when I was playing high school football, I met London Fletcher before, and when he was in Washington, and he has the same mindset I have. Why in the world are nobody going up to the line checking Travis Kelce? Not that little patty cake bump. Check him. Drop that forearm right on him.
Right in that chest.
Jam him up at the line. Hit him like a rag doll. You slow him down. I'm telling you this. You're taking him off his route, his timing, and his Mahomes is looking around like, where's he at? Where's he at? And Kev, you said it right. Bruce Irvin did that one night. And I brought that up to him. Amy Trask was smiling like, I remember that.
So do I.
And I still need to figure out whether or not is Chief defensive tackle Chris Jones is my cousin. We started wondering, like, we cousins? I don't know, man. I've been wondering that. Because if I knew earlier, if it is true, and I knew it earlier,
Chief blood in your family all this time. People talking about I'm Raider this, Raider man, and this. You got a chief in your family.
Man, look beforehand. If I knew it beforehand, I would have said, "Bro, come on to the Raiders, man. You get to have your own theme song in Vegas, and you get fireworks,
pyro, and you would have had them.
Pyro. Oh yeah. You know what? That would have worked. If it ever comes out, I find out like, damn, we actually are cousins. But I doubt it. Just guys with the same last name. But it was
noses, and both of you had that same wide nose. Hey, with a little
eyebrows,
with a little nasal strip, you look like you might actually be related.
It might be the eyebrows. We got them thick eyebrows. No,
it was the nose.
Yeah, a little fresh.
A little wild nose.
It's the beard and the silky smooth eyebrows. All right, that's what it is.
The beard.
Oh man. So, but tomorrow I have the NFL honors. I'll be able to jump in on that. We'll know about Tom Flores if he's going 100% going in the Hall of Fame.
We'll have the official confirmation from everything that I've heard, and I heard earlier this week. Kev could attest to it.
Yeah,
had to make sure that it was legit before we came out and said it. But Tom Flores is finally getting in the Hall, and on the tails of the 30 for 30. So it looks like maybe all the stars might be finally aligning. Maybe the beef with the Raiders is over.
Man, I'm definitely gonna get right away into that and be like, look, I'm going right at Tom Flores. Be like, look, man, For years and years, you've been sitting here waiting to go in. What's going through your mind right now?
Yeah, that's gonna be a great interview to get Tom on when it's time, when he's ready to make those rounds and talk to everybody, because he's gonna be talking for a while.
Nah, definitely. And the other thing about it, if we get Charles Woodson in there too, I gotta get both of them.
First ballot. Is Charles the first ballot Hall of Famer? Absolutely, to me. Absolutely. Some people may say no, or fuck him, but I say absolutely.
And not even that, him playing free safety. He went from corner, then jumped to free safety and dominated there. I mean, Charles Woodson is truly what we call the GOAT. When you look at what Tom Flores did from Raiders quarterback, then jumped to Raiders head coach, being the first minority, being the first Latino to coach in the NFL, to win a Super Bowl, I'm still upset that he had to wait this long to get in to the Hall of Fame. And we always talking about, you hear about the league talking about, we're about diversity and whatnot. So why are we not having diversity about this in the Hall of Fame? And that truly, it truly upsets me.
Well, you could say that, but look at all the other Raiders who didn't qualify under the diverse hires that didn't make it.
Go on and on.
Ken Stabler, Ray Guy, all of the Raider greats, all of the legends that came up under Al that have been washed over, bypassed, looked past, all of that stuff. And now it looks like finally it's looking like we're going to get our legends, our true Hall of Famers during football's golden era. Because let's be honest, the NFL didn't become what it was without Al Davis.
To be honest, Al Davis should have been running the NFL.
To be honest, I think he was.
Oh, yeah, he was. And,
I think that he was. I think that the only reason why he wasn't a commissioner was because he didn't want the title.
Man, I mean, Al Davis gotten to a man's head, made the man doing his whole presser break out a pack of cigarettes. I'm like,
gave that man a 3-pack a day habit. I was like, good Lord. Another one of the owners had a heart attack coming out of the courtroom.
Hey, Al was that guy, like, you gonna reap what you sow.
Al said Al was gutter. The grimiest of grimy.
But and just watching that, you saw what Pete Rozelle did, trying to take away from the Raiders' moment after they decimated the Redskins. You see Al is holding back. I'm not going to try to make this a pissing game. This ain't about me right now. This is about this team winning and doing what they had to accomplish. And
you know what I would have did in that situation? I would have asked him to hold the trophy with me a little higher for the cameras, Pete. Just a little bit higher right here, and make sure you're smiling real nice and bright, Pete.
But not even that, Phil. Seeing that, and us being Raiders fan, I learned the history of Al Davis early, and I learned Sometimes you gotta hold back and hold that tongue. Sometimes it's not always about you, it's about the others that are around you. And damn, that was a prime example what Al Davis had to do. But I'm telling you this, man. They did him so dirty, man. It was.
They did him so dirty, the juror came out and said, and I quote, the NFL, National Football League, screwed Al Davis. Said that those mystery plays that happened that cost them games at the end of football have gone back all the way to the 70s.
Shit, was it? It was one of the Denver game.
The Denver game, the Immaculate Reception.
I was just like, you mean to tell me that this man didn't fumble the football? It's clearly on the instant replay. We clearly recovered the football. What? Just, and then you got the Immaculate Reception. That I'm surprised I didn't give John Madden a heart attack or a stroke.
The phone call. What was the most devious about it, diabolical, was the phone call. Forget about back in the day when you could see the replay and you were communicating with the booth and all of that was expected, but they didn't even go to a replay, went inside a dugout, got on the phone, nobody knew who they were talking to, came back, game over, Steelers win. And the clip that he pointed out that got missed on that little return, it's like, wow, that is dirty. And John Madden still doesn't have an answer. Oh, who was on the other end of that phone?
We'll never know, or we know.
Oh, we know who's on the other end.
We all know who.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I still, to this day, I still see you still see that crap going on. And it's like, damn, like I truly see that the Raiders are going through this right now. Not as bad, but I still feel like there are times when you look at certain games, you're like, they screwed us.
They did, absolutely. The index card, the tuck rule, and the real thing about it was kind of telling what Mark said in the 3.5 minutes of airtime that he got, that moving to LA, when nobody wanted him to go to LA, he got his ass kicked. But when it came time to doing what they wanted him to do and doing what they told him to do, somehow, some way, they managed to get a fabulous deal done in Vegas, a brand new stadium, state of the art in a destination city, and they finally got broke off. Their legends who were under Al, who nobody was ever going to vote for the Hall of Fame until they died, are now starting to get that call while they're still alive to put on the jacket. And the Raiders have shown promise. They need to show a lot more than just promise. They need to show consistency now and continued excellence. But that'll be for later on in this show. But all things are pointing to the Raiders organization being embraced and welcomed back into the fold of the NFL instead of being 31 teams and the Oakland, Los Angeles Raiders.
Just imagine that other team, bro. Just imagine if that other team happened. Irwindale
Raiders. I wonder where you can get a shirt for that.
I think Mitchell Ness needs to do a shirt.
That flag looked like that was money.
Nah, you know what? They should do like Letterman jackets.
The big IR.
Yeah.
Since most of our players have been on it anyway.
Stop. You ain't right for that one.
I couldn't help myself.
You ain't right for that one. But nah, that would have been interesting. But you just go back and you just see they try to get a new stadium. Nope, they stopped that from happening. Try to move to Irwindale. No, he can't do that. He can't do that. He tried to move to Inglewood, but they want him to share a team. Funny.
Hollywood Park. And you know what's funny about Hollywood Park?
What's that?
Hollywood Park is the site of Sophie Stadium.
And that's what I was about to get to. Funny. Mark tried to do the same. Yeah, you gotta have another team with you to do that. Maybe the Chargers, or why can't we? Why can't I get this? And I was like, damn, they're really doing the same exact shit they did to Al, Mark, and then they did it down, and it's just like. Mark says something that really stuck to me.
Which was?
Remember he was talking about he had to lose to win?
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft. I had to have these guys kick my ass, but then they were there to help me.
Which is kind of interesting when you start
during that season. Didn't we play Dallas and New England?
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
Never thought of that like that, but yes, it is.
Funny. And I'm just really thinking, so you mean to tell me we had to probably give up a season against Dallas and New England to make sure things went through with that stadium?
Well, no, because if you stop and now I know what Jerry got out of this new stadium, and that's his concession company is the one that's working all throughout the stadium, so he's making his money off of Mark. Now I don't know. I'd have to do some digging to figure out what exactly it is that Robert is getting out of this particular deal, because Robert, he had his own issues going on currently, but he looks to have navigated his way / paid out of those.
Nah, hold on. I got this. He did sound much more insightful.
I mean, let's be real. We're doing an ESPN 30 for 30. When you have your opportunity to get in front of the camera, because what the Raiders have tried to do lately is control the narrative. And so there's no other way to do that besides get in front of the camera and tell everybody what's really going on, or what's really the motivation and the thought process behind all of that. Because once he says it, you have nothing else to dispute. He's the managing general partner / owner. If anybody should know what's going on, it should be him.
Ah, you're absolutely right on that one. Now, yeah, I'm really still on the fact that they did so much to try to get this team to suffer. That much.
What I loved about it more than anything was seeing the true Raider mystique, the true Raider spirit, what being a Raider truly embodied. Not what we've seen lately, but what it was at its inception, the street fighter, the guys who never gave up, the true bullies on the block, the guys who weren't afraid of nobody, would fight you anytime, anywhere, to an abs until they won. However it came, whatever they had to do. And the fact that they were prepared to do whatever it was that they had to do in order to be victorious. Because it wasn't win cute, it was just win.
By any means.
By any means.
Win by any means. You take what you want.
We don't take what the defense gives us. We take what we want. So the Raiders are coming. I want everybody to know the Raiders are coming at you. We got the speed. We got the power. We will do this. Drop bombs on that ass and smash you all up and down the line of scrimmage, knock you around and upside down, and laugh when we've conquered and won. That's what it meant to be a Raider.
Man.
None of this social media stuff, none of this get in front of the cameras and start talking. All of it was done on the field. And for everything that's always been said about Al Davis, he was always gracious on camera.
And see, and not even that, man. You just saw how the fan base was back then. And that's our fan base. You saw how united we were, even through the ups and downs. Now, I mean, real talk, we got to get back to those ways.
The losing has really cost us, and people have forgotten, because of what's happened to the Raiders, that the Raiders were the premier organization in sports. Everybody wanted to be a Raider. Everybody loved what they stood for, because they stood for the common man. They stood for equality. They stood for diversity. They stood for everybody who wanted to win and who was prepared to do whatever it took. For guys who everybody said were washed up. For rookies who were the best. It didn't. The young guys, the old guys, it didn't matter. Women. It did not matter. If you could get the job done, you would be a Raider. And if you came in and you gave your all, you would be a Raider forever. And one thing that this team does better than most other teams in the league, it is remember its history and all its old legends.
That's definitely real.
And being a Raider forever is a big deal, especially since they don't retire jersey numbers.
Nah, they don't, and but the deep fake faces, man, that was a little creepy.
It was. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. They got it right with Tupac's hologram. They got it wrong. They got it wrong with this CGI faces, even though I know what they were trying to do. And honestly, after having seen that story, it's something that you wish you could have seen.
Yeah.
Because I honest and truthfully probably would have been some, if literally it's crazy. If they had just given the Raiders the stadium, the NFL had backed Al Davis the way that they backed everybody else, this entire stretch would have been completely different.
I'm going to be real, bro. Sooner or later, they need to do a movie on it. I need to see a movie on Al Davis.
That would be awesome.
And I think that would have everybody on the edge of their seat.
It would be, but he wouldn't want that. Of everything that he did, Al was always keep your nose out of my business.
I mean, we just watched the ESPN 30 for 30, so I mean, come on, give us a damn movie.
And look, and we got that, what, 10 years after his passing?
Yeah.
10 years. Not immediately after.
And I mean, not even that. I mean, we can focus in on some of the players too. About Matt Millen throwing that nice clean punch. Beautiful. Ooh, man, that was a beautiful hook.
Right on the chin. Looked like he'd done that before.
Man, hey.
Oh.
If I have to, bro, I will write and direct it myself.
Man, let's do it. Let's do it.
So I know everybody's up in arms going on over this whole quarterback trade dramas hoopla going on right now. Phil, you want to start on it, or do you want me to start on it?
The quarterback hoopla drama. Currently, as it stands, we've seen Matt Stafford traded for Jared Goff, a whole bunch of picks, and Jared Goff's contract, which was incredible. Now, the traction that we've heard a lot about Deshaun Watson, but not first he was being able to be traded for. Now Houston wants to keep him, has no intention of trading him. Or they could be looking for 2 first rounders, 2 second rounders, and 2 studs on defense. Then there was 4 first rounders. It's changing constantly. Then we moved to Derek Carr, the Raiders not shopping Derek Carr, but listening to phone calls. And
so let's get that all clear. They're not shopping him. They're just fielding phone calls.
Because as I've written an article about, and you stated, and we've talked about, this upcoming draft class is totally outside of the normal scouting process. The only time teams are going to get a chance to be in the presence of these guys is at their pro day, watching a practice that they've scripted for the last 3 months, working on it for at least 8 to 10 hours a day, so that they can get it right, so that they can get it perfect, so everything can be muscle memory and there can be no thought involved, so that they can do the absolute best that they can do. And in terms of for the kids coming out, perfect. That's what they need to do to pass this job interview and get hired, get drafted. But for the teams, this is awful. You don't get to see these guys stressed out. These guys are all coming out of their beds nice and fresh in a controlled environment, doing something that they've drilled and practiced time and time again. So you don't really get to see them with the same adverse effect as saying how they handle that little itty bitty tidbit of uncertainty with circumstances, situations, and locations being different, or working with guys that they've never worked with before, which happens quite a bit in the NFL, especially during this day and age. But
so this is my little tidbit I can drop in on it. Washington has been looking at a possible trade for Derek Carr. I think what's basically that's going on is just saying, what are you going to offer me? That the Raiders are in the situation of, what are you going to offer me? And if it ain't good enough, I'm not trading him. He's going to stay put and finish the rest of his contract. But I think who else was out there looking at offers? They said, we hear Chicago, we heard Washington, Carolina. Who else?
Denver
and
Jacksonville. And that brings us to
now here's the thing with Jacksonville, and I was piecing this stuff together right here.
Interesting conversation. It's been a foregone conclusion that the Jaguars would be using their pick on football Jesus, Trevor Lawrence, who is having a pro day where he's throwing for teams next week. And after he throws, he is going to have surgery to repair his torn labrum in his non-throwing shoulder, but a torn labrum all the same.
I'm going to tell you this, having a torn labrum, that's going to throw any quarterback off. A quarterback relies on both shoulders. Why do you think, even though that's why you have Tom Brady, he runs slow as molasses, but he has the big shoulders that he relies on. So football Jesus having to go and get surgery on a torn labrum, I mean, all depends on how he heals. But you look at Urban Meyer coming in as a head coach. Do you honestly think he's going to come in with a rookie quarterback, or is he going to come in with a veteran quarterback? Let's be real here. Urban Meyer, I mean, look at his track record with quarterbacks. I mean, the only one that has really had success was Alex Smith. But, you know, if you want to be technical, Harbaugh got a hold of him and fixed him up.
Rebuilt him for the pro-style offense.
But other than that, Urban Meyer with quarterbacks, I mean, you look at Ohio State, you look at what happened at Florida, I mean, it has not been impressive, has not been good. So if I'm Urban Meyer, knowing that, you know, the success rate with my quarterbacks going into the NFL has not been, you know, that great, I want to come in and have a veteran quarterback that already knows what to do, ready to go, and I can work with that. And a good one, not subpar, but a good one.
So here's $1 million question. Will the Jags pony up the number 1 overall for Carr?
Remember, the Jags have another draft pick.
In the 30s, I believe, right? 31? No.
In the late 20s. It's in the 20s. It's the Rams. It's the Rams draft, first round draft pick that they had for Jalen Ramsey.
Right.
So from the Raiders, you get that.
25th.
So you get the 25th pick. Houston doesn't have a first round pick. That's why I said Jaguars are not going to trade that number 1 overall pick. You know why? They still need to grab more pieces to surround whoever's coming in to be that quarterback. They need to add more pieces on that defense, rejuvenate it, and they have the cap, so they're going to use everything else. They say, you know what, that 25th overall pick, we can give that up. It's not a problem. So we get a quarterback, we give you that first round pick, and, you know, yeah, we should be good. And, you know, it sounds far-fetched. But it's not.
Would they take Trent? They have tons of salary cap space.
And see, that's another thing. You could also add Trent in that, and you can also get another pick out of them. You could add Carr, you could add Trent with those two, get a first round pick, and you can get a second out of them and a fourth rounder. I think they had 2 fourth rounders though. But getting a big right tackle for them, that would work out for them.
Very nice.
Rich, no, Myers did not take that job because of Lawrence, okay? He was already talking to Jacksonville before the whole Lawrence situation. Because shit, we all thought that the Jets were going to take Lawrence.
Going to be interesting. It looks like Jamar Chase is going to Cincinnati with his buddy Joe Burrow.
And no more AJ Green.
He's a free agent.
Yeah. So you'll have
30.
That'd be Boyd,
Boyd,
Higgins,
Higgins,
and Chase. That's gonna be nice.
That's gonna be nice. That's gonna be real nice. Ross is a free agent.
Yeah, I don't think they hold on to Ross. Ross was,
but Taj Boyd, and Chase is gonna be real nice. Then Higgins too.
and Higgins was starting to become consistent before he got hurt.
Yep.
Well, before Burrows got hurt too.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you overall, if you look at it with this draft there, if I'm the Raiders, do you want to go for a blockbuster move like that and just give up like, look, I give you 2 first rounds and a second. Raiders get 2 defensive players with the rest of their picks and get a running back. Trade to move up with certain pieces. I mean, it's possible. You listen to what Gus Bradley said. He wants to build around the guys that are already there right now.
And hold on, before let's really sit in and talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
In the 3 years that John Gruden has been the head coach of the Raiders, they have drafted 14 defensive players. They've had 5 first-round picks in the last 2 years, and used what? And they had what? 1 offensive player out of that?
Yeah. If we look at it, yeah, it was 2019 was Farrell, Jacobs, and then
2 offensive players, excuse me. Ruggs and Jacobs.
The rest
was Farrell, Abram,
Arnett.
And so when you look at that and everybody's, oh, no, don't give up the first round. When was the last time we had a meaningful, impactful player in the first round?
Shit, I don't know what. Khalil Mack?
2014?
Yeah.
6 years since the last time we've had a meaningful, impactful hit with these first round draft picks that are so coveted. Let's be real here. These guys coming out are, once you get out of the top 50, I'll be generous and say top 100, you're shooting fish in a barrel. This is a draft that I absolutely would not trust at all, not even a little bit. And there has never been a time in the NFL history where the draft picks have probably been more useless than they are this year. It makes absolutely a shit ton of sense to trade these draft picks for proven young talent, and getting proven young talent in here, proven young winners.
Yeah.
Winners. We need to get used to saying that word again. Winners. Not 7-9, not 8-8, not 4-12. Winners. Playoffs. Super Bowls. Division champions. All of that. That's the type of those are the types of players that we need to be bringing in here. The guys like Nelson Aguilar who get up in the team's faces and tell them that we all suck. We should be playing to get for each other. But instead, we got selfish people out here looking out for numero uno and what they're going to be doing on Instagram when they live stream, instead of winning football games and winning championships. And that type of mindset, that type of player is going to cost you, because everybody in the league is looking for those guys. And we have to get out of this mindset that we're going to get everybody on a discount. Everybody's going to want to take a pay cut to come here to work in this 3-ring circus where nobody is accountable.
Yeah. You're right. Another thing is this. We have guys like Abram, Everybody say, Abrams going to do this, Abrams going to do that. All Abrams needs to do is be disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
If Abrams can be disciplined and follow what he's supposed to run for his assignment, I think Abrams is going to be good.
And put in a defense where he's reading and reacting and not being asked to think.
You go and look at Farrell. Farrell kept getting moved around to D tackle instead of playing DN the entire time. Leave him at DN. This could be a difference maker.
And let him contain instead of crash and scrape across the face of the tackle and get washed by a tight end block or a crackback block. And
go on.
And give him the opportunity to play the position that you brought him into. There's too many times that I watched this defense where schematically they were out of position because of the play call and the play design. The defensive ends are supposed to hold contain, not come crashing down and pinch. And time after time, a lot of the issues that we've seen are that the offense either overloads that side so that they can get a complete seal and have one of those guys get up to the second level. And that's legitimately your problems in the running game this year. Most of these runs didn't come up the middle. They were all outside runs when they were taking advantage of what the defense was doing and how they were doing it. And somewhere, and I'd have to go back and see what exactly it is, but there was a tell that was given, that the defenses were giving, that was letting offenses know to switch to those outside zones and tosses that the defense were out of position for.
Oh, you want to know what it was? Bruh, it was.
Wasn't it Joyner in the slot?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joyner.
Well, basically, they would run when they would be in their was it the 4-2-5 defense?
Uh-huh.
And you had him come down into the slot.
Mm-hmm. At the line.
Yeah.
Or
okay, I'm gonna go twins tight.
Yep.
We're gonna go twins tight, and we're gonna go and do an option to the outside. And that was the problem. It was like it took away from Farrell being able to actually contain on that side. Now, the stunt, that was the worst thing. The stunt was completely off. You should let them be able to do what they needed to do to contain. It should have been a normal base. But you had these guys crashing in, like we said earlier, crashing in inside each and every time during these games. It took Max out. It took really, I noticed it took Hurst. It took Hankins out of position. Who else am I missing? It took a handful of guys out. And when we say that, and this is what people need to truly understand, where maybe it's not our players that suck, the scheme suck, and you're trying to remember each and every one of these plays that is being given to you. Now, mind you, like I said, you always go back and you listen to what Will Compton said early on about
Paul Gunther's
defense, and you have to memorize over 28 different plays on third down. I want you to think about that. You got to memorize 28 plays for third down. That makes no damn sense.
Mm-mm.
You go back and you look at like, we're gonna put a guy like a guy like Nassib. You got him moving around like this, and this. To be honest, I did like Nassib on that outside for that rotation, but if you look at it, I'm gonna be real. I like Nassib, but Nassib didn't have that speed. Nope. You knew with the DNs that you had, your DNs needed to have speed and strength. I know that you wanted guys to have the intelligence and whatnot, but you need speed and strength. And if you didn't have speed and strength, that's what took the Raiders out of position. Now, you look at Max Crosby, I feel, I've talked to some folks that Max needs to be rotated with some other folks, but then again, Max is trying to build up and say, no, I don't need to be rotated in and out. I want Max to get healthy, but
Absolutely.
he doesn't need to be playing 95% of those snaps.
No, that's crazy.
You're inhuman right now. You're not like built like these gargantuans up from like the 90s and 80s.
Yeah, I mean, Max is not Reggie.
Oh, and the other thing, thank you, Amari. They put Jonathan Hankins in coverage.
I mean, isn't that what everybody else does? I've seen Belichick do that a couple.
I mean, but Jonathan Hankins looked uncomfortable as hell.
I mean, Vince.
I would have put in coverage like that. It would have been
probably Hurst or
I would have had Hurst go into coverage,
and that
on those points where you have Farrell at D tackle, you should have had him drop back into coverage.
Yeah, definitely. But you got to remember, Nassib got an interception doing that too.
Yeah, he did do that. He was in the right position. But,
broken clock, right twice a day.
Yeah. But I'm going to be real. I feel like when they told Paul Gunther not to go with his normal playbook and they told him run with something different, that's when things were looking decent, where the Raiders could be that team that could be a bend but don't break defense.
Right.
You could still be within that top 20. And during that time frame, the Raiders were.
They played a lot better. They played a lot better with a lack of space. And one of the things that I noticed was that whenever it just came, the communication during in the passing game was abysmal. And that's probably saying it nice.
Check this out. Another thing that kept going back on again, Paul Gunther checking out of what he originally wanted to have run. So they were like, okay, we're going to run this. We're going to run a 4-2-5. We're going to do a cover 2 blitz. And then right when everybody's getting set, no, check out of it. So basically, you have him saying, we're going to run this originally, and then you have them check out of that. This is why I say Paul Gunther, I'm not going to put the man down. He had a creative mind on putting together plays, different formulas and whatnot. It's just trying to teach it. He was not good at teaching it. He has a beautiful mind, but he can't express it to how people are supposed to run it properly. You get Gus Bradley. Gus Bradley can do all of that. Even if the Raiders are not top 10 right away, I still believe Gus Bradley can get this as a top 15 defense and a top 20, at least a top 20 defense. And as I hear, that's all we need is to be at least in the top 20.
Top 15.
So everybody's saying we need to sign that person. We need to sign that person. No, we don't. I mean, we probably need we need a new free safety. We need to add in another veteran cornerback that's not named Nevin Lawson. But the fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, let's think before we act. You need to truly watch and observe what we need to surround this team. But to go crazy again and keep drafting all defensive players, that's not looking good. Because then you're back in the same boat again, and everybody's like, oh, no, we suck again.
Oh, this guy's a bum. He's a bust. I don't know why we draft. Why we
I agree with you. We can go and sign a safety like Marcus May, and you can go and sign Leonard Williams. And I'm gonna be real. You can go with those two. Those are two signings that you just need.
Yep.
Your linebacker core, you like it. Go on and bring back Nicholas Morrow. I think they're gonna keep
for how much?
McMillan. I'd give Morrow a 2-year deal. Because let's be real, Morrow on any other team, I don't think he's gonna start.
He's gonna get if it's a 2-year deal that you're offering him, he's gonna leave. Statistically, it was his best year. Okay,
so if I'm be real, I give him a 3-year. I give him a 3-year deal. He'll be making, because he was making like that minimum. You can bumping up to about near what? About 9.5, probably 10 mil. And then you can add some incentives in that. You ain't got to go all buck shit crazy and give him we're going to give him about 15 mil. Fuck, no, don't get too crazy. You either take about 9.5 or, I can go and lean on Javin White. We can build him up. And I still have Raekwon McMillan.
Yeah, Nicholas Morrow made 3.25 last year.
So you can take about 6.5. He'll be all right. I think that's good enough. In his role, yes, it is.
Well, so check me out. So I'm glad that you said that, because currently you don't know what his role is going to be. You're looking at a brand new defensive coordinator who's bringing in a completely different scheme than anything you're used to seeing. Now, if you want to go back and try to associate what the Legion of Boom did or what you've seen in San Diego, then I would suggest that Corey Littleton, Kwiatkowski, and Raekwon McMillan are going to be your linebackers, because when Raekwon McMillan came in, the running game was no longer the issue that it had been.
Thank you. Hallelujah.
So when you look at this type of thing, you say $6 million, I would entertain that. If he would sign for $6 million, I'd bring him back. But if he wants more than that, and 3 years, I think that's fair. But if he wants a longer deal or more money, he's gonna have to take a walk.
He can take the walk, and you know what's gonna end up happening? He's gonna end up coming back.
Or he can get somewhere where they'll put him in a system like the one that he thrived.
Where else? Come on, think right now. Where else?
Somebody
else, Janet?
Somebody will take him.
Damn it, Janet. Where else? Exactly.
Atlanta.
They're fine at linebacker.
Are they?
Did they not give us a damn problem?
We were the only team they gave a problem to.
No, their linebackers are fine. And that's a fact. But our coaching staff, I love it. Millis, our secondaries coach, and I think it's his son is joining as an assistant. So I'm gonna be real, bro. I think this defense is gonna be good. They're gonna have better leadership, guys that have had success, and that's what we need. I mean, if you really look at our defense, you had a guy named Lippincott. You had a guy named Lippincott that looked like my man off of Office Space.
Mm-hmm. And the sad part is you ain't lying either.
Paul Gunther looked like he had a couple greasy pizzas from Jersey Shore, man.
Now, just because I wanted to look up what Atlanta had, we're looking at Michael Walker, we're looking at Leroy Reynolds, and we're looking at Deion Jones at linebacker. So they actually could use Nicholas Morrow.
Nah, they were fine. You gonna fight me on this, Stephanie, or what?
You'll lose.
You're gonna lose, Stephanie.
No, you won't. No, I won't.
You're gonna be laid there, left out there on the floor, just like you were in when we played Warzone. You're gonna be laid there and be like, Phil, save me. Boy, I was beating feet. I was like,
from running like a bitch and leaving me to die. I mean,
hey,
tell a story right. Phil Jones is the type of man who's hanging when you're down there in the dirt trying to get back. He gonna sit here and gas y'all up back like motherfucker was hiding behind a rock.
The gas
underneath the truck. In an earthquake drill, and he don't even live in California. This is a different thing. Ducking and covering ass mother.
Boy, the gas was coming.
Nobody want to hear that shit.
I told you to get to the chopper. Your ass said,
Johnny, drop him. Just drop him. Don't. Whenever you see that invite, just ignore it.
I told you get to the chopper, and your ass sitting there like, oh wait, I think I can take him. My man,
these 5 guys. I'm out here trying to do battle with 5 dudes. Phil's running.
I said get to the chopper, bro. We could have took the high ground. You see what happened to Anakin? You could have had the high ground. But like I said, Gus Bradley coming in, he has his own staff. They can work, they can guide these younger players that we have on this roster, and they can be something great.
They're proven developers, proven talent developers, be it their draft picks and guys that come in via free agency. They are. His group of guys is established, well respected, and proven. The Legion of Boom defense was no joke. What he was doing in Jacksonville wasn't a joke either. They were good. He didn't win as many games as he could have because the offense was a different story. But that defense was rock solid too. In his 8 years as a defensive coordinator, I believe 6 of them were in the top 10, 4 of them were in the top 5. So He can coach defense. He can coach elite defenses. And more importantly, he knows how to spot talent. So if he feels like he can work with the guys on this defense, they're not as bad as everybody seems to think they were, which I've been telling you guys for a while now. But I'm crazy. I'm just some crazy guy who can't count and can't look at a scoreboard. But I can manage to realize when guys are running around confused, don't know what they're doing, and the scheme is being picked apart by offensive coordinators on the other team.
Hey, bro, hold on. What was that defensive scheme they ran against Buffalo? COVID cover. COVID. They were all like 6 feet apart.
6 feet apart. No, we'll give you know what? We'll give you 10 because you look like you were coughing on the sideline. So I can't play.
Skip. But nah, definitely. I think these guys are going to succeed in Bradley's scheme. Wendy, she said the same thing. Look, Mo Hurst is going to succeed in that scheme. He's going to feast. Farrell, Crosby, I damn sure believe they're going to succeed in it. Our linebackers are by far the best we've had in a long time.
You think they let Hurts come off the edge?
I think it's possible, yeah.
Because he uses bigger defensive ends. At least he did when he was in Seattle.
Mo's got speed. Mo's in good shape to play a bigger defensive end role. So,
last comment, please.
Which one?
Kev. I know.
Yeah, we know.
I know.
We know. But, you know, if you really look at it, you go back to 2018, you go back to 2019, where they had kicked out PJ Hall and they had kicked Hurts out the DN for a couple of plays. And I'm gonna be real, bro. It was good. And you know, another thing, Michael just said it, yo. You know, Michael, you're right.
I hope not. Honestly, I hope.
You know what? You know, I think you can get something out of them.
So. Okay, let me walk that back. With Gunther, no, I would have hoped.
With Bradley,
yes,
and that's cheap. Yeah, I keep them. I keep those two.
Just to see, at least for training camp bodies to see what they can give you. At this point, you can keep a bunch of guys on the roster till about June 1st. So let's see, give it the old college go and see what they can do. See if they can pick it up, because you're gonna need a lot of bodies, especially with this new defensive coordinator coming in, because he's gonna have to cycle through guys and see who works best with what he wants and pick and choose what he can salvage out of this defense. So
you're right. Remember here is this, Phil. When we come, like those two, like Beasley coming in, Beasley came into a situation where, well, shit, what are we going to be running now? What are we running now?
Yeah.
Like, I came in with Paul was the coach, and then Paul's gone. What are we running on defense? What the hell? You look at everybody else, and everybody has the same idea. Like, okay, I'm on defense. I'm going to try to do what you want me to do. You know, I was just reading this from the playbook. Now we're going with something else now. So there was a lot of dysfunction. There was a lot of confusion on that defense. And now you come in with order, structure from Gus Bradley. I don't see them having to go out and spend a shit ton on defense or really have to throw a lot in the draft.
Well, I think like you said, they need to make two splashes, and one of the guys that they need to get is they need to bring in a top tier defensive tackle. They got to get an elite guy in the middle. If not an elite guy, you got to get a tier 2 guy, somebody who can wreak some havoc, collapse a pocket, and is constantly in the quarterback's face, making him move off his spot and stop looking at wide receivers. A guy who can clog run lanes. And I like Bradley's defense in that aspect, because one of the things that he believed in Seattle and in Jacksonville and in San Diego, Los Angeles, was bigger defensive tackles. Raiders have typically had better success when they've had monsters in the middle. Last monster they had was Darrell Russell, and that dude was an absolute beast.
God rest his soul. God rest his soul, man. I don't know what I do with my Darrell Russell jersey.
And Big Chester.
Man, Chester McLaughlin.
Big Chester.
You know what I would want? A Mitchell and Ness Darrell Russell jersey. But anywho, we're going to go and get ready to wrap up tonight's show. I appreciate each and every one of you guys joining us as always. And you guys, I appreciate you guys on the journey. You guys have been on a journey with us. You guys have been on a journey with me. And for all the love and support that you guys have given us, I thank you.
And now he needs you to start reaching deep, deep down into your hearts and your wallets and start contributing to the sounds of his lovely voice, because he is somebody now. And as a Super Bowl media coverage reporter, he can't be giving you these podcasts for free any longer. So donate to the Phil Jones Foundation, to his empty pocket, so that he may prosper and continue to look better and brush his teeth and hair so that he can be everything that you need him to be with a microphone in his hand, answering the tough, unfiltered questions.
Damn, man, I do brush my teeth, man. You know, I use Listerine, all that good stuff, bro. I don't play that.
Your teeth ain't shining like mine.
But no, you know, but definitely like I said, you guys, it's always gonna be some things that we don't agree on, but it's all love here. And
nobody
should be.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have to be into no situation where we get down into name calling and whatnot, because we're all the same. All we want is this team to succeed.
Listen,
we
man,
want the team to win.
If it was name calling, that'd be fine. We're all adults here. We can't align into threatening people's lives, talking crap about people's livelihoods, trying to put, you don't see us trying to put ourselves above everybody else here. We are men of the people.
We all, some of us probably got the same damn jobs here.
So I got a 9 to 5, same as everybody else over here. This is the hustle and grind right here, week after week, just to come out here and do what we love to do, to bring you the unfiltered truth, tell you everything that you need to know about the Raiders and what's going down.
And I go up what, 4 a.m. to 2 p.m. I get up crack of dawn. And I make sure. So like like when you guys see me on like doing these late night ones, I do it for y'all, bro. That's how much I love y'all. And then I get my ass ready for work, ready to go, and still kicking and moving. Because I want you guys to know y'all deserve the truth. Y'all deserve the right information that is going around. Y'all should not be getting screwed over with some fake news or anything. Y'all deserve the truth. And that's what inspired me and Phil to do this show. And we will continue to give that to you guys each and every time we do it. When we're out there doing our post-game interviews or regular interviews, we're going to give you nothing but the unfiltered truth. Remember, you guys, if you missed tonight's show, you guys can go check it out on our YouTube page, The Unfiltered Truth. Subscribe. You can catch up on anything that we've done. I'm going to be uploading some of the my Super Bowl interviews. I'll have that up so you guys can see. Give us a follow on Twitter, Phil Jones NFL. On Instagram, Phil Jones NFL as well. As always, y'all know where to find Phil Robinson III at Phil Robinson III on
Google me, Chuck. At Phil Robinson.
Hold up. Google me now.
God still follows me first.
Google me. Google me. And always, look, my man is the hardest working writer that I know. When he's dropping something for Silver and Black today.
Or the Silver and Black Truth when it gets a little too raw and uncut for Silver and Black today, because we like, you know, our guy Gully, you know, he's in a good spot with the Raiders, and we don't want to blow up his spot. So when it gets a little too hot, too spicy, look for that Silver and Black Truth. That's when you're gonna get that real deal, unfiltered information.
Look, if you want to read something good, Phil Robinson got the goods for you. And yeah, Gully, hard-working man in business, man. All right, y'all take care. Enjoy your weekend. Have some tequila. Have some Modelo's. Let's go get some beer tacos. Let's enjoy the damn Super Bowl this weekend and try to make some money. So, other than that, y'all take care. God bless. I see.